Welcome everybody to my most anticipated games of 2015. Uh, it's doing some kind of flashing countdown thing and it's just bugging me. Anyways, um, yeah, let's get on with it. Anyways, uh, first I want to start off with the honorable mentions that they're like they're games that might be coming out this year, or I'm just not that I don't care that much about them. Anyways, let's start off with Final Fantasy 15. Final Fantasy 15 has been, I don't know, like I don't know if it's coming out this year or not. I would hope that it's coming out this year because they kind of like try to hype it up, now, but it was announced like forever ago, and I don't know. I feel like it's lost a lot of its momentum because it's been, forever since uh it was announced, and like they showed gameplay for it. Well, not gameplay. They showed the world, and like people are like, "Oh, it's a big world, but like, what if there's nothing to do in it? And show me gameplay and all that stuff." And they have sort of shown gameplay, and I like it. I like it, but it would have been more anticipated as a title if it was coming out, last year or a year before that. Because wasn't it announced in like 2011 or some shit? I don't know. Moving on to Kingdom Hearts 3. The only reason it's even in the honorable mentions is because Bill Farmer was like, "It's coming out this year," and then everyone was like, "Why are you laughing?" There's no way in hell it's coming out this year. There's just no way. Kingdom Hearts 3 was only announced, I think, last year, and there's just no way. There's no way it's coming out uh in 2015. It's a mid to late 2016 release, if not early 2017. You know, and I don't want to like discredit Bill Farmer or whatever because he's fantastic as Goofy. And he may have gotten some crossed wires, thinking about another game that he voiced for, and so he was like, "It's coming out this year," but it's not. There's just no way. Excuse me. There's just no way. But I love Kingdom Hearts to death. So if it somehow it did come out 2015, like holy crap, boner. Anyways, Afro Samurai 2: Revenge of Kuma, I believe that's what it's called. Afro Samurai 2. Well, I hope that didn't mess my mic up by breathing into it like that. Afro Samurai 2 was like the original Afro Samurai that came out. I liked it a lot. It had a lot of bugs though, and it was just kind of, like I really did, want it to do well. It really didn't, but they got a lot of the people that worked on it back. They said that they wanted to do a lot better with it. And Afro Samurai is just badass in general. So now we're gonna play as Kuma, I think. So that might be hype as fuck. It's definitely not. I don't know if it's coming out this year or not. We haven't heard a lot about it too, so that's why it's in honorable mentions and not. It was anticipated. Blah blah blah. So that's it for Afro Samurai 2. Dragon Ball Z Xenoverse. I tried to not whistle too loud because it'll mess my mic up. If you didn't hear that, I said it would mess my mic up. I don't know. I have the volume set really low. Dragon Ball Z. I haven't played a Dragon Ball Z game since Tenkaichi. Was it 2 or 3? I don't remember. But yeah, I haven't played a Dragon Ball Z game in a while. The last one I saw, that rock paper scissors system, like what the hell? No, like that's just so bad. And then the other one that came out, what was the last one that came out? Where you could you had a team and you were taking on like bad guys, and then they might have a team. I don't remember what the name of that game was, but that was just not. I was not down with that. That was just like, that's bad. Don't. That's a bad decision. um. So that's why I'm anticipating this one because I've seen gameplay for it and it looks good. And you create your own character. There's more races to choose from this time around. You could be Saiyan, Majin, or Namek. So that's crazy. Sorry, I'm scratching my nose. Uh, anyways, so that's really cool. You get missions from other Dragon Ball characters, and hopefully we get to choose our movesets and stuff. Like, cause everyone's always wanted to create their character in a Dragon Ball game, and be able to like choose your moves and all that stuff. And I'm so happy that you can't see my mic in this shot because I'm holding it, in my hand. So it's pretty cool that I angled it correctly. And you've always wanted to create a Dragon Ball character in a game. I already said that. But yeah, and they tried to do it in that one game, Raging Blast. No, not Raging Blast, and freaking the fucking Rock Paper Scissors game that I said I fucking hated. I don't remember what it was called, but it was really bad. Why would you do that? Anyways, yeah. So that's the first time we had a chance to make our characters, and I was just like, this is really limited to like only. Oh well, I can only wear this and that, and then and other like, and I can only choose certain attacks and stuff. It was really bad. So this time I hope they get it right, and like it looks like super unlimiting because you can choose between male and female, and a lot more clothes from what I could tell. So it's really it's if it was coming out this year, I don't know if it's coming out this year, but it's on here because it could be like really bad. So like I know it's coming out this year, but like it could be really bad, and so it's not like most anticipated. Rise of the Tomb Raider. One of those honorable mentions. It's definitely coming out this year. It's not a bad game. No, Tomb Raider games are never bad. Well, there's some games that are really bad, but like I've never been into like the Tomb Raider type games. Like they're not bad. I just can't get into them. I'm sure it's gonna be good. It's not like, oh my god, most anticipated for me, because it's just not my type of game. That's all really there is to say about that. That's all. It's just not my cup of tea. Crackdown. We have the first Crackdown on Xbox 360 was just awesome. So it's just like, oh my god, I can do so much. I'm a super soldier. And that guy, the narration, it was written well because it was just funny. It was funny, and you were just like, I'm kicking so much ass, and then this guy's talking about how fucking awesome I am, but he's, it was funny. And Crackdown 2 came out, and that one was not as good, but it was still somewhat good. I know some people like Crackdown 2 more than the original, and whatever. I mean, I guess. But the reason it's on here because I don't know if it's coming out this year, and we haven't really heard anything about it. Sorry. We haven't heard anything about it. Other than when it was announced at E3. So it's there. Like Microsoft was just like Crackdown, and then that was it. And I was like, oh, yeah, any more news? No, oh, okay, alright. Uncharted 4 of Thieves End. I know a lot of people, I know it's a system seller for a lot of people. Uncharted 4, a lot of people have been waiting for this game to come out to move to next gen. It's the same thing as the Rise of the Tomb Raider for me. It's okay. Like Rise of the Tomb Raider and Uncharted 4, A Thief's End, like they're not bad games. I'll pick them up eventually. They're just not day ones for me. You know, like eventually I'll pick them up and I'll play them and I'll be like, that's good. You know, but it's not like, oh my god, this game is coming out. I have to get it. I have to get it. You know, it's not. It's just not that for me. And that's all there is. That's the only reason it's on in honorable mentions, because I know it's gonna come out this year eventually, and you know people are gonna be like crazy for it, um, in the system seller or whatever, and you know whatever. Moving on. Splatoon. Splatoon is one of those games that you're just like really iffy on. You're just like, oh man, it looks really fun, and maybe I'll get it. Or you're either on one of two sides. You're on the or you're on the, oh my god, it looks so much fun. I can't wait to play this and you know have fun with it. It's just really iffy, you know. Like I'm on the fence on it. It's just like it could be, you know, really fun, and I might play it, or I'm just gonna try to avoid this completely. You know. Uh, but yeah, I mean, Splatoon looks good. Maybe it will be. I don't know, but you know, I hope it does do well though, because you know Nintendo could use some help. And you know, if Splatoon does do good, then you know, yay. Let It Die. Let It Die looks super interesting. Let It Die, just you know, it's that one game. I believe that's I. It's like it's not like I can picture it, but I can't really like describe it. It's the multiplayer. I think it's the multiplayer one. I should have researched before doing this video. Let It Die. We haven't heard much about it. Like we saw it. I think if it was last year's E3 or if it was the E3 before that. I don't remember. But it was that multiplayer game where if you die, you can show up in another player's game as an enemy, and you'll fight them. And it's a survival horror game, not survival horror, but like you know, oh, it's you against everyone else, but they're all zombies. And then if you die, you show up in their game as a zombie and you try to kill them. It's who's it made by? I think Suda 40 51, 41. It's one of those two numbers. Yeah, he made it, and it was just like, oh man, it looks really fucking good. And then we never heard anything about it ever again, and it was like, what the fuck? I curse in this channel. I curse. And yeah, that's pretty much it for Let It Die. You know, just we haven't heard much about it, and I don't know if it's coming out this year. And you know, when we do hear more about it, then we'll be like, oh my god. Deep Down. Deep Down is one of those games that like we keep getting like trailers for it, but we never hear like its release date or like any other real information about it. Fucking Capcom. Like they like, oh, here's the game again, and then they just never fucking show it. Like any like real information. They're just like, here it is, and then they're like, oh, it's done. But you know, I'm pretty sure it's coming out this year. I just wish, you know, I'm not pretty sure it's coming out this year actually, because Capcom can fuck with you like that. They'll just be like, oh, here it is. Yeah, do you like that? Do you fucking like that? No, but anyways, yeah. So you know, it's not that hype for me. Plus, well, no, that's spoilers for the actual freaking most anticipated 2015. Drawn to Death, the new project of David Jaffe. Daunted, it looks really good. They haven't really showed much of it. You know, like it's that it's like that. It's like that shiny. Okay, that's a good actual metaphor. It's like that shiny Pokemon you catch, and you're just like, oh my god, he looks so cool. And then you check his stats, and he's got shit stats. You're just like, oh fuck. I wish this wasn't a shiny so I could throw it away. But yeah, that's what Drawn to Death is. Like, they showed it, and it looked really good. And then then they didn't talk about it much after that, and it was just like, oh man, I wish I could see more, like, information on this. Like, oh my god, it looks, like, cause it looks good. I've been saying that about a lot of these games, it looks good, but I don't know. Anyways, Volume looks super cool. It's like Metal Gear, but without any of the actual fighting. You know, like, oh, I'm sneaking around and getting away with, stealing and stuff. It's Robin Hood, but without, like, well, it's Robin Hood. That's basically the story. And, like, just look it up, please. Look it up. It's really good. It's really good. But again, I don't know if it's coming out this year, and I don't know, it could be bad. I don't know. The Division has been, like, announced since forever. It's just like Final Fantasy 15. It was announced forever ago, and they were always like, here it comes, and then it never fucking comes out, and it's just like, oh! I'm just not hyped for it anymore. Like, if it had come out last year, I would have been like, oh my god, this game is pretty fucking good, and it's really cool and stuff, but it's just like, I don't care about it anymore, and that's why it's in honorable mentions, because later, when it does come out, and people were like, oh my god, this game's really good, I'm just gonna be like, whatever. And that's all I have to say about that. No Man's Sky. Everyone is super hyped for No Man's Sky, and with good reason. It looks really good, but there's a lot of what is the point of the game? Like, there's a lot of questions, and that just, that's just like, I'm gonna, step back for a second. Oh man, I hope that didn't fucking peak my. It probably did. I'm gonna have to edit that. But yeah, there's a lot of questions about No Man's Sky. Like, I don't know really what the whole point of it is. If it's just exploring, but then people are like, no, that's not the only point of it. You get out of the freaking cockpit, and then what do you do? So it's like, I don't know. It looks good. It looks really good, but really iffy on it. And I know it's like number one on a lot of people's list. Like, you've got to play this, and then it's just like, have you played it? I don't know. It looks good. I've said that like 80 times now. It looks good. And it's, like, when they show like more stuff on it, and like I understand how exactly it's gonna work, then I'll be like, oh yeah, number one. Street Fighter 5. A lot of gaming sites have it set out to come out this year. And I don't see that happening. Maybe next year, or maybe 2017. I don't think Street Fighter 5 is coming out this year. There's no way. A lot of sites have it set for this year though, and it's just like, It's just like Kingdom Hearts 3, where it's just like everyone has it set on their most anticipated list. I don't understand why. Like, there's no way it's coming out this year. But they have it set that way. But that is the end of honorable mentions. And now we're moving on to the actual games that made the fucking most anticipated list.